Hi, good evening. I'm Colm Colgan, and you're welcome to the Business and Enterprise Show, Ireland's only live web-based business TV programme with over 2 million views across the world. And as always, we're coming to you live from our state-of-the-art studios in the Cavan Crystal Hotel on the Dublin Road, right here in Cavan. My guest tonight is Awut Kulig, and she is the Sales and Marketing Manager of baloondecor.ie. Awut, you're very welcome.
Thank you.
Now, before we start talking about balloon decor, let's talk a little bit about Awut. You're only a blow into Cavan like myself.
Yes,
You came from the metropolis that is Maynooth, you were telling me.
That's right, indeed. And I moved here in 2010, and obviously the balloon business was already established. We established it in Maynooth, and then when I moved here, then I tried to, introduce, the balloons in Cavan.
Yeah.
And,
So you started, we say, in 2010. It would be fair to say in 2010 we were in a hell of a recession, and I suppose the last thing on people's minds
is the balloon.
Were balloons and entertainment. And if you were having a party, it was 2 cans of harp and a cheese sandwich split into 3. The idea of balloons wasn't really out there, but yet you found a market there.
I did indeed, yeah, because even though there was recession, there was still there were still some people that were looking for,
as always, some people had the money,
Yeah, so I thought that people would still be interested in doing
and again, you moved from Maynooth up to Cavan, and again, Maynooth, although I suppose a town in Kildare, with the rail link, with the university, it's a fairly large centre of population. Yet you moved up to Cavan, so your potential customer base must have been cut in half at least.
No, not really,
Was
because
it
we still have our customers from Maynooth that still are with us, which is good, and it kept it going through the tough times, and eventually we stuck it out, and we managed to expand even here in Cavan. So that was a good thing. It gave me hope that it's still.
So it's baloondecor.ie. But what does baloondecor.ie do?
Well, we basically do events for. We do balloon decorations for event management companies. We also do it for weddings, or just ordinary customers that would like to do for their birthdays and stuff like that. So that's what we do. But mainly we focus on events and weddings and corporate, such as brand activations and stuff like that. So that's
weddings, because they're getting more extravagant. No, I don't think extravagant is the word I'm looking for. But everybody wants a different angle now with their weddings. I was at a couple of weddings there last year. One had, I know it sounds stupid, but it was the ice cream fridge that you have in a shop. They just had one sitting there full of it. It was a summer wedding, but if you felt like a nice puppy went over it, another had a cart with sweets on it. So obviously people are now looking for something different in their weddings. Not too expensive, but do you want something to mark it out? And obviously baloondecor.ie is filling that gap.
That's true, yes. Well, when it comes to something unique and different, that's something that we can deliver to the client or the customer. It's all about what they want to do. We have different decorations that we can do. For example, if they wanted an exploding balloon, that's also something that we can provide.
I thought that was a bad thing. I remember blowing up balloons when they were kids, them exploding.
You
sometimes the kids had accidents. An exploding balloon, very messy.
Well, for weddings, it's well organized and well looked after. We ensure that the balloons are well installed correctly, and it's usually in a place where children are well looked
So when
after.
you say an exploding balloon, are you talking just a balloon that's been blown up too much, or
No,
is
well,
it a
you have
special balloon?
it's more like they're like piñatas,
Yes.
but you with this, it's a balloon that's put in the ceiling, and then you have whatever you want. You can have sweets or money or rice and stuff like that, and it's just or of course if you want it for a wedding, but then if you're for a nightclub, you can put even messages or whatever it is that you want, or sweets and and when the
Sweets
time
in a
is
nightclub.
or
Nightclubs
whatever.
have changed since I was at them.
Well, it's creativity. It's the ideas are limitless when it comes to
Absolutely. So where do you get your clients? Because it sounds like a brilliant concept that you have. It's a brilliant product and it's a brilliant service. But if it's sitting in your office, it doesn't matter how brilliant it is, it has to get out there. So who are your customers and how do they find you?
Again, our customers are, the event management companies and, the weddings. And if they want to find us, then they can go on Facebook. We're on Facebook, or also on Twitter. So they can find us in there, or we're also on LinkedIn. But that's another way that they can get in contact with us.
So when you say your main customers would be the event management company,
Yeah.
so if there's an event happening, it's the event management company that will bring you in most of the time. Of course, needless to say, everything works differently, but it's the event management company that will bring you in, for want of a better word, as a subcontractor to their event, as opposed to Renault launching a new car and says, do you know who we need? We'll get baloondecor.ie.
Yes, that's correct. They can do that as well.
So do you have a background in events? Like, do you have a contacts book this thick?
I do. I have. Well, I have experience with working with events and getting contacts with them and stuff like that. So
how did you get started in it? Because it's great to say, well, I have contacts and then they ring me, and that's fine, that's brilliant. But you take it a step back when you say, this is what I'm going to do.
Yeah. And
I'm sure you rang like we all cold call. Hello, this is what I do, this is what I have. Who do I speak to? Well, they're not here. The endless cold calling technique that you have to go through. And eventually I might speak to somebody and say, yeah, send me your detail, and it's on a file somewhere. But how did you develop active relationships? This is something we all might learn from your expertise.
Well, I basically go for networking events, so it's through friends and families, if anybody now knows what the events are going on, then we give our details out and stuff like that, and that's how I got some of the customers that we had in the past, and that still
what made you decide go into balloon decor?
What made me decide to get into balloon decor is because I looked at the event industry, and I realized that there was not a lot of balloon art that's actually that can be done, the art that can be done with balloons, and the beauty of it. And then I realized, maybe I should fill this gap, and that's really what got me into it. And the lovely design that you can do to add value and enhance the event. The event,
yeah. So I'm running an event and I get you. No, I'm not. I'm getting married again. Hope my wife isn't listening. This could cause a problem. But I'm getting married again, and I say, right, you know what I want? I want balloons at my wedding. Awut, what can you do for me?
Well, what we do.
Do I have to tell you what I want, or will you suggest stuff to me?
Well, you come up to us and you tell us, this is what I want. Can you do this for me? But then we ask you, okay, let me see that you and I work together on the design that you want, and if we're able to deliver it for you, then and then of course with your guide and with.
Look, I'm a fella. I just want balloons and you to look after everything. You're like, well, let's go at the technicalities of these things,
Well, we can deliver the different designs that we have that to assist you as well in making the decision.
Like when you say different designs, to me, balloons.
Yeah.
I kind of hear balloons. Are you talking the balloons themselves, or what you actually do? Mix colours to get maybe a logo or something?
The logo, the structure, like first what I do, I design it out myself, sketch it out, like any drawings, and then when that drawing is completed, then I give it to you and you have a look at it, and if you like it, then I turn it out into the final result that I use the balloons to bring out that drawing or the sketching.
And product launches, you do them as well. So what sort of product launches have you done, and what difference did having Balloon Decor at the launch make?
Well, the different product launches, there's one that's actually coming up quite recently, and in the next couple of weeks, if everything goes according to plan,
positive, of course it will.
Then it's like the one that's coming up at the moment is the Leopardstown race course design that I'm going to be doing, and I kind of thought out how the venue looked because I went and visited it, and with that, then I decided what kind of design might go with the layout of the venue, the lighting and stuff like that within the room, the colours and of the tables and the things like that, and then I talked it out with the owner, and if if that's what she wanted, and to just discuss it with her, and she's quite happy with it. So
you see, the fact that you're telling me all the background of what you had to do together, it's why you don't have me as a consultant for you, because you said I'm doing Leopardstown. I say, grand, balloons shaped as horses, next. But it's obviously not as simple as that.
No.
Obviously there's colours to be taken into consideration. There's what else is going on, because let's be honest, as important as we'll say your balloon design is, it's only a small part of the
whole
event.
picture,
And not only do you have to talk to the event organizer and the owner to see what I suppose to an extent you also have to discuss we'll say who's handling other parts of the event line, so that these don't clash.
Exactly. That's you've hit the nail on the head there.
You're supposed to say things that's a very good question. That's kind of what gets us kudos. If people are to contact baloondecor.ie and look for them to handle an event that they're running that needs balloons, what do they get by contacting you that they don't get by contacting another balloon company?
Well, what they get is that when they get in contact with us, what they get from us then is just, the assurance that the design they're looking for or the venue that needs to be looked after will actually be completed according to their, wish, the way they want it. They're also getting, how can I put it?
Of course, you've got to. Well, they get me.
Yeah, well, they get me.
They get you. Nobody would want me with a balloon.
The work I do, I put a lot of passion and enjoyment in what I do, and if it doesn't turn out as lovely as the client wants it, or if the way I think that it satisfies the client, then I put my energy, and my passion and my effort into it to make sure that it comes out as perfect.
Because I suppose every event that you do is twofold. One, it's an event, it's a paid event, and that's how I get my income for doing that event. But also, those at the event, it's also a showcase for, do you know what? I was at an event in Leopardstown, the balloons were magnificent. I must find out who did it. So every event that you do, you've almost two reasons to make it absolutely perfect. One, because the client wanted it and they're paying for it, and the other is, well, who's at the event that is going to be influenced by what you do?
That's true. That's a very good question. That's a very good point there. So that's why it's important for me that when the work is done, that it is done right. Because if it's not, it comes back on us as.
Are you a creative person?
I am indeed. I'd say I'm a very creative person. I am. I like to create things that are beautiful, and that everybody can enjoy, not just my own eyes, but the eyes of everybody that looks at it. So,
because as you said, how you got into it, you looked at the event and said, "Look, there's actually a gap in the market for balloon decor." Now, I could have seen that there was a gap in the market, but I'd be useless at it, because of the fact of the creativity that has to come to it.
Yeah.
So, when you were looking for a business to launch, was it to use your creative
to bring
abilities?
out? Yes, that's correct. To bring out my creativity, how I, see beauty in my own way of I see beauty, and I thought, what way to bring out the creativity and the beauty, in using balloons.
That particular product.
And
I suppose that is what would make you and that service so unique. You would see a baloondecor.ie presentation, and you'd see the shapes, the colours, how it blends in with the background. Some people like me would just, they're balloons. But it's somebody with your creative spark.
Yeah, that's correct. Like, when I see, when you look at it, you think it's just balloons, but I think it's more than that. Like you can do more with it. You can bring out. It's like art, It's like painting. It's like taking a photo of different things in life. So that's when I walk into a room. Then I see the room and I say, wow, okay, I think I know what to do with this room. I'll bring it out the way I think it would look.
So you do it because it's your business, and that's how you earn your living. But also you look upon it as, look, this is a challenge. Yeah. Look at the difference I can make. Some people are selling a product or a service, and it does X, and that's grand, and they move on to the next one. Whereas you like to see this. I can imagine what I can turn this into.
Exactly. That's
and is that the passion that comes out?
That's the passion. That's the fire that comes out of it, So I enjoy it very much when I bring out my art.
How long have you been doing it?
We're going on 6 years now, so onto it. So.
And we were chatting earlier when you said, look, well, we started in 2006.
I first opened it. I first, when I first...
Whenever it was in the middle of it. So 2010, I think you said, was it?
Yeah.
Now that, if we're to read the papers and to listen to our politicians, and we always listen to our politicians, the recession is lifting. Have you noticed people have more money in their pockets, particularly in the likes of birthdays, particularly in the likes of weddings, where they want, there is a bit of a lift there. Have you seen that?
At the moment, not really. I think we're still getting there.
Hopefully Enda won't have heard you saying that, because he won't send kind of Damien English to your door saying, look, it is getting better. I suppose, bar your launches, your product launches, which actually generally happen during the week, but I suppose could happen any time of the day. Your celebrations, your weddings, your birthday parties, I'm sure Christmas, that they all probably happen at the weekend.
Yeah, the majority of the weekends, yeah.
Does that cause you logistical problems? Because although you look superhuman, you really only are human, and you can only be in one place at one time, so you're running back and forward. And of course, your customer base is practically Leinster, so you have a good bit to cover. Do you find that puts you under pressure, knowing that the 7 days in a week, but probably 3 of them days are really the days that people... Now, that doesn't mean you're sitting there doing nothing. The other 4 days, you're planning, you're preparing, but the day you have to be on, it all happens together.
It does, yeah, it does. But we, we did put in a system where, we organize the bookings and in a manner that ensures that a lot of projects or the projects coming in are looked after well, and that that we take the orders seriously and as we look after our customers well, and to make sure that nobody's disappointed in dropping them out or anything like that.
Because I suppose once, say, a wedding is on a Saturday at 3:00, and the balloon festival will take place maybe around 7. Once you have it set up, you just need somebody on site there to make sure that it goes well. You can then move on to the next one. And of course, if that goes wrong, we all have these things called telephones glued to our hips these days.
Yes, that's right. We do organise that. So it's
now the future.
The future.
Do you see yourself more balloon activities, or do you see yourself providing more services to your customer base that you have?
I think for the future, we're looking to expand and add more different products in than what we already have. So I am looking forward to that. I have thought of that, and there's a lot of exciting things that I'm looking to expand for. So it's something to look forward to.
We don't get any sneak previews here. No. We have to wait.
No, we have to wait.
Everybody else.
Yeah.
Eventually, a nationwide service.
Eventually, nationwide.
Or do you when you have a business that you give the personal touch to, there is that threshold that if you get too big, well, sorry, who are you? I thought Awut would be coming to me. No, I'm Awut's deputy. People will always want to deal with you. So that can be a two-edged sword. You're so successful, everybody wants you, but there's only so much you to go around.
I'll still be around. I'll make sure that they'll always have a bit of Awut around.
Absolutely. So, how do we contact you? Did you say there's the website for starters?
There's the website, and then there's the Twitter and Facebook.
Well, now, just in Twitter and Facebook, how do they contact you on Twitter and Facebook?
Well, you can just email me at info@baloondecor.ie.
Which is in that direction, I think, behind you, in the background.
Yeah, info.
Your info@baloondecor.ie, and your phone number is there as well. So
yes, it's phone number as well. Just
again, going back to if somebody was looking for you, what different product can you give them that can't be got anywhere else? I was going to say people open up the golden pages, but I don't think anyone uses the golden pages anything now, just to keep the door open. But if people were to Google, look, balloon decor, and I don't know how many companies come up, why will they land on you?
Well, they'll land on me. Once they contact me, they can be sure that whatever it is that they want done. Will be done to the utmost professionalism, and in a perfect design that they want. So
they get what they want,
exactly,
and when they want
it.
Well, there you go. Awut Kulig of baloondecor.ie, a balloon company where basically the customer is king. You will get what you want and when you want. The details are in the background behind us. You've seen them all. They're on Facebook, Twitter. If you have an event coming up that you need balloons on, give Awut a call. I've been Colm Colgan, and you've been watching the Business Enterprise Show. Good night.